The Swiss maestro has a head cold, and danger could be looming around the corner in the form of baby-fed Grigor Dimitrov, who has been looking pretty good lately, at least in a Gael Monfils sense. Also, we've got people complaining that the court is playing too slow. Does this danger for Fed? Does this mean that Rafa is the new favorite? And also, Roger Federer set a new record in his most recent win in the third round over Misha Surev. All that and more in the Middle Sunday edition of Coffee Break Tennis. Hit the music, please. Let's get this thing started. That's good. Coffee Break Tennis. Welcome to Coffee Break Tennis, the fastest growing tennis talk show in the world. I am the original FedHead, Matt Bradshaw, and also the healer for FedHeads around the world who suffer from Fed loss anxiety. No matter how afraid you are, no matter how bad that anxiety gets, I will fix it, guaranteed. So join me for the Wimbledon fun. Follow me at Coffee Break Tens, T-E-N-S. And also, if you are a tennis player, we are Crunch Time Coaching. We are a top 10 rated online tennis instruction channel. And we've got a brand new video out with me and Pete, my partner, showing you guys at home how to hit the two different types of slice backhands that Roger Federer utilizes to keep his opponents off balance. Click right here to watch that video, and we'll show you how to hit these two different shots, two great shots to add to your tennis arsenal. Now let's get into the show. So Federer is sick. He admitted it in a press conference. Let me read for you what he said. In the post-match presser, Fed said, "I'm definitely feeling better. I feel 50% better than I did on Thursday, and I'm happy things are progressing well. I hope that on Monday I'm back to 100%. So if Roger's feeling sick when he plays Misha, and then he says he feels 50% better in that match, the third round, that means he was feeling really sick when he played on Thursday in the second round against Lajovic. And if you guys don't remember, I guess it makes sense. He was a little scratchy looking in that first set, but he got to a tiebreak, and then he dominated that tiebreak in the second and third set as well. So not a bad sign if he played that well when he was feeling sick. So what does this mean? I've seen a lot of tweets, I've gotten a lot of comments from you FedHeads out there saying, oh, I'm very scared, I'm very worried, Federer's not hitting enough winners, Federer is sick, all these things are bad. Don't worry, trust me, don't worry. If Federer looks this good playing sick against Misha Surev, who's a really good opponent, a lot of us predicted going into that match that it would be a tough one because he's a great serve and volley player on grass. If he played that well in the second round when he must have felt very sick, these are good signs because by Fed's own admission, he hopes he's 100% on Monday, and I don't think he even needs to be 100% to win on Monday against baby-fed Grigor Dimitrov. But he's definitely going to be 100% by the time he faces someone like a Djokovic or a Rafa, and he's already playing great. Let me tell you some numbers to help illustrate that point of why Federer is playing so great. But you see, Mr. Fedhead, the odds of Roger Federer winning Wimbledon while being ill with sickness are approximately 3,720 to 1.
Approximately 3,720 to 1.
Never tell me the odds.
That's right, Professor. Pipe down. I don't want to hear about the odds. Roger looks good playing sick, and he's going to be healthy in no time. Trust me, the guy has said he sleeps like 10 hours a night. A couple nights of sleeping 10 to 12 hours, you can knock out any head cold, no problem. So let me tell you the stats. These numbers prove to you that Federer is still looking good, head cold or not. I know his ground strokes don't look quite as crisp as they have, let's say, at his very best in 2017, but they look pretty good to me still. But the serve, there's no denying, the serve looks great, and the numbers back it up. Out of everyone in the Big Four, Roger has more aces than any of them. He's leading the aces out of Murray, Djokovic, Nadal. He's the king of the aces so far. Federer's win on first serve. Every time his first serve goes in, the percentage, he wins 81% of the time. This is also number one amongst all the players in the Big Four. Oh, but what about the second serve? don't worry. Roger is also leading the Big Four. 72% of the time when his second serve goes in, he wins the point. That's a really high number to win on your second serve. Roger is the king of the Big Four on first and second serve. So let's put that to bed. Federer is serving great. Now, a quick note, there is one noteworthy person who's actually ahead of Roger in the win on first serve percentage. He's ahead by 1%, 82% of the time. Baby Fed, Grigor Dimitrov is ahead of Roger. Is that going to be a big factor in the match? No, I don't think so. I think Roger is still the overwhelming favorite, especially if he recovers well from the head cold. And also, let me put it out there, Grigor Dimitrov is a personal friend to Crunch Time Coaching. Me and Pete met him last year in Cincinnati when we were hosting our Tennis Masters Clinic around the time that the Cincinnati Masters tournament is in town. And, as you can see from the pictures, we really hit it off, and we're a big fan of Grigor Dimitrov, so we wish him well in the match, although I am a little biased as the original FedHead. But still, good luck, Grigor, and thanks for being a good friend. Can't wait to ride camels again. Okay, and finally, a lot of FedHeads out there are nervous because there's been reports from the experts and some of the players that the Wimbledon courts are playing really slow this year. In fact, some have said that the courts are playing slower than the hard courts at the Australian Open, and that's, noteworthy because grass is supposed to play faster than a hard court, and it's not, apparently. But, some people say, does this mean that Rafa is now the favorite? The slower court should favor Rafa, right? Well, all I can say is this. The bounce is still very low, so that means Fed's precision slice, which is the best backhand slice out of anybody in the draw, is still going to be very effective on the low bounce. And you know what? When they went to Indian Wells, what happened when Roger was going to meet with Rafa? And all the experts were saying the same thing. Oh, these hard courts play much slower than the hard courts at the Australian Open. Federer won't be able to attack Nadal the way he was doing at the Australian Open on these Indian Wells hard courts. What happened? Federer won 6-2, 6-3 in one of his most dominant wins over Rafa that I've ever seen. I honestly, as a FedHead, this is crazy to admit, but I actually remember feeling bad for Rafa while I was watching that match. So FedHeads, don't worry about what anyone says about the court speed. Roger Federer is very comfortable out on center court. The bounce is low, and the court is playing fast enough for him to be leading in all serving statistics over his main rivals in the Big Four. Speaking of the Big Four, Manic Monday is tomorrow, a chance for everyone to see all four of the Big Four in action. And I saw this tweet from Nick Nemiroff, and he points out that if they win, if the Big Four advance, this will be the first time all four will be in the quarters of a major since the 2015 French Open. And if they go to the semis, if my memory serves correct, I'm pretty sure on this, it'll be the first time we've seen the Big Four in the Final Four at Wimbledon, and that sounds really exciting to me. Marin Cilic is still hanging around there, and I think he could possibly be a major threat for Rafa Nadal, but let's just stick with this narrative. Who doesn't want to see the Big Four in the Final Four at Wimbledon? Well, that's about it for us at Coffee Break Tennis today. Sorry, it's a quick show. I've actually got a league match I've got to go play. Follow me at Coffee Break 10s on Twitter. And also click right here to watch the new Slice Backhand video with me and Pete. In fact, in my match today, you can guarantee I will be using both of the slices that we teach you how to use in this video. Great weapons to add to your arsenal. I'm Matt Bradshaw for Coffee Break Tennis. That's good. Enjoy Manic Monday tomorrow, and enjoy Roger Federer. See you guys.